Hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are starting our lecture 6 loops in Python in our Python programming course, and we have completed all our fifth lecture before. If you have not watched that video yet, so please watch that video and then continue with this video. Let's begin. This is our lecture 6 loops in Python. What does it mean? So repeating action efficiently for, while, and loop control statements. So we have dealt with some for loop, while loop, and some loop control statements like break, pass, and continue. Let's begin. So what is our lecture agenda? So what we will cover today? We will cover today the first thing, introduction to loops. What a loop is and how Python repeat works. And after that, why loops are used. So solving repetition problems in a smart way. And after the loop using of loop. We deal with the for loop, iterating over sequence with range and collection. And after that, the while loop, repeating while a conditional state loop. At the end, we will deal loop control statements like break, continue, and pass in action. So a loop let a program do more with less code. Why we use loops? So loops let a program do with less code. This is our today agenda. So what we'll cover today. Let's do one by one. Okay. So introduction that what is a loop? A loop is a programming construct that repeats a block of code multiple times. Okay. That repeats the block of code multiple times until a certain condition is met or a sequence is exhausted. Like just think, कि loop means what? Just a cycle, just a wheel, and that's the wheel is rotating. When the condition will be true, the code will be the code will be running the code will stop at that point. Like avoid writing the same why we use avoid writing the same statement repeatedly. And the another thing, executes the block automatically step by step. And the third thing is continues until a stopping condition is reached. Okay. These all are three functionality of a loop. Why how this thing is possible? We do these things on practically based, like run the all types of code and then find this functionality is true or not. Okay. A loop means just think about repetition, and when the condition will be true, the code will be run. The code will be at the point the code will be stop at that point. Okay. This is all about the loop. So I hope you clearly understand what is a loop, and let's move forward. So why do we need loops? The most important thing, and we have to know why we need loops. What is the main agenda? Why we need? Okay, imagine printing hello 100 times without a loop. Like you have to just print hello, up to 100 times, and just think how much time it take. So you would need 100 separate lines of code for that. There is a wastage of time and wastage of resources, So with the help of loop, we have to write less code, write one block instead of repeating a statement again and again. Efficiency matter, program run faster and stay easy to update or extend. Third one is fewer errors. Less duplication means fewer chances to introduce mistakes. And the fourth one is automation, like ideal for tasks like processing files, list, or user input. So this is the all these four things. Therefore, we need loops, and the loops is one of the most easy way to run this code. Okay, and in the entire Python programming, we always use loops. Without loops, we can't do anything at this point. Okay, so it's clear. So let's move to our next slide. So without the loops, what is with a loop? This is the main difference. Okay. So like without a loop, if you want to print hello, so you have just print hello, 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 and hello repeated 100 times. And with a loop, what we have to do, we are using of some for loop. What is this mean? So currently you don't understand, I know, but just see here, and after that we run this code one by one. Okay. So like here, just for loop for I in range 100, print hello. What does this mean? So let's do on VS Code. Okay. So let's create our new file loop loops.py. Done. So let's do. First of all, we have to done a code for a for loop. Before proceeding to for loop, we have to do one thing. Like we have to print hello. Print hello. Just print hello. And if you have to print multiple times, what we have to do? We have to just paste here up to 100 times. So this is a very lengthy process, okay, that you have to print up to 100 times, and so you have to write the print hello for the 100 times. So this is a very lengthy process. So for a safe side, we don't use this one. So for this, we have to use for loop. You have to do. We have a multiple types of loop. We have also a while loop. So we have to do this code by while loop. But at this time, just know about what the how the code will be run with the help of the for loop. Okay, like a for I in range 100. What does it mean? It's mean 0 to 99. Okay, and just mean this is the for loop and all the agenda here. Okay, so here, so we have to just put some colon, and after that just print hello. Okay, just see what does it mean. Just see, the loop will be printed up to 99 times. मतलब 100 times 0 to 99. This expression start with from 0. Okay, so this is a very easy way to print anything of the multiple times, like repetition of code. So if you want to print anything on the multiple time with the help of loop, this is a very easy way. Okay, so how this thing possible, we will talk in brief. Okay, so for at this point, just know how the loop will work, and just give us the same result, just 2 lines of code, and here we have to write 100 lines of code. So this is a difference between the without a loop and the with a loop. Okay, so let's move forward. I hope you clearly understand. So the more main overview that two main types of loops in Python. We have dealt with two main types of loops in Python. First one is for loop, and the second one is while loop. So like it traces over a sequence, list to string, range, tuple. A fixed number of times we have to put this. Like for x in range 5 here, and we have to print x. Just think what is the output using a for loop. Like for x in range 5. Okay, print x. So the iteration start with 0 and it goes up to 4. So how the output is? So output is like this one. Here 0, here 1, here 2, here 3, here 4. So this is our the output 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is 5. It's not include inside the range. It is out of the range, and the iteration start with the 0. Okay. So this is all about the for loop, how we print. So just imagine if you have to print this uh, 0 to 4 in manual way. So you have to just print 0, print 1, print 2, print 3, print 4. So this is take too much time and too much effort. So for this we have to use just in a simple way, like we have to just run this in a use of for loop. So we have easily print all these things. Okay, so this is the magic of the for loop. So let's move forward and also do the same thing with the while loop. Okay, so just see here, repeat the block as long as a given condition remains true. This is the most if anyone asks to you what is the while loop, so it is just mean repeats the block as long as given condition remains true. When the condition will be true, the code will be run. This is the most best definition about a while loop. Okay, so the three parts inside for an in while loop, like first of all we have the iteration part, and after that we have a condition. Just see here, here we have iteration part. If we here we have a condition part, and after that here we have an incrementation part. So the three part is really mandatory inside the while loop. And if you have done if you have deal any types of loop based question inside Python, so you also remember all the three parts: iteration, condition, and uh, incrementation. Okay, so just run this code on, so you will really find how this thing possible. So just do this question with the help of while loop. Okay, so let's iterate and I equal to 0. Okay, and before proceeding this, the most important thing is that you have not int I. What does it mean by int I? If we don't do any types of minor mistakes, okay, so just iterate. Okay, and after this, and most important thing, you have to just do some iteration. Don't use any types of colon here, never use. So this is some fundamentals about loop, like you have to do some precautions, like where you have to use colon, where we have to use this thing, where we have to use this thing. So all these things, all the precision you have to maintain, and after this you have to write the code. Okay, so don't do any types of mistake here. So just iteration, and just use condition while I is less than 5. The condition will here, when the condition will, then use colon. Okay, after that print I. Done, iteration done, condition done, and after that the incrementation done. Incrementation means I is plus equal to 1. What does it mean? It means you have to write, you just write this: I equal to I plus 1, this one. Okay, so iteration done, condition done, incrementation done. So the code will be run at that point when the condition will true. Like first of all, it's a start with 0, so 0 will be, so 0 will be printed. Done. Then again the loop will, the again the print I, 0 will be printed, and after the I plus equal to 1, then now I is become 1. The 1 is inside the condition. Just think, 1 is less than 5, correct? Then now print 1. Okay. Then again incrementation, so 1 plus equal to 1, so now the I is 2. Okay, so 2 again go in condition, so 2 is less than 5, wrong, sorry, 2 is less than 5, correct. So the print I, like print 2, the output is here 2. Then now again incrementation, 2 plus equal to after 1, that's now I is become 3. Then the 3 again go inside condition, 3 is less than 5, correct. So print I, so now print a, now the 3 will be printed. Okay, and the 3, and again incrementation, so 3 again incrementation, now I will become 4. So the 4 is go inside the condition, so now 4 is less than 5, correct. So print I, now print now here the output is 4. Now again incrementation, 4 plus equal to 1, like now the I is become 5. Again the 5 will go inside the condition, and just imagine 5 is less than 5, never. So the condition will be wrong. Now the code will be running, uh, stop running at that point. Okay, so this is the beauty of the while loop. And so now just print the output and just see what is happening. Just see 0 1 2 3 4, and the condition is false. If we use here equal to sign, and now just see what the output, 0 1 2 3 4 5. How is this possible? Because 5 is less than 5 is equal to 5. So the again the code will be run print I, so the output is 5. Then print, then again iteration, now the I will become 6. So the 6 is not less than equal to 5. So the code will be run at this, the code will be stop running at that point, and the output will be printed. So this is the beauty, and this is the some magic way inside about the while loop. So at this point, just understand this. I hope you clearly understand the functionality of the while loop and also functionality of the for loop. So I hope you clearly understand. So let's move forward to our next topic. So this is the difference between the syntax of the for loop and while loop. So let's move forward. So this is the for loop syntax. Like how is this possible? Just see here. For a variable, variable means any types of expression like I, anything, x, anything you want to take it. In sequence, sequence means just it's just like any types of list, string, tuple, dict, dictionary, or range to iterate over, and variables to take each value from the sequence one at a time. That's the main thing. And this thing with the for variable and sequence, and there is some colon, and after that there is some statement. A statement means what? The intended block executed on every iteration. That is the whole syntax about a for loop. And what is the key idea? Like a for loop in Python is best used when you know in advance, like how many times of over or over what collection you want to repeat an action. If you don't know in advance that what you repeat what you want to repeat in action. So there is a problem to use the for loop. At that point, we have to use while loop. So this is the main basic difference between the for and the while loop you have to know. So think for each item in the collection. So for that, we use for loop. So for loop is a very its syntax is very looks very normal instead of the while loop, and it looks very easy. So if you know the repeat of action, so you have to always use the for loop instead of while loop. Okay. So this is all the syntax of a for loop. I hope you clearly understand. So let's move forward. The most important thing about the for loop is looping with range. If you have to looping with range, so what you have to do? So you have to do a range that the most important thing. There is some starting point. Just say the most one. There is some starting point like the range is from 5. So a starting point is 0, a stopping point is 5, and the where you have to stepping like if you have to print 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So just think if you don't want to print, uh, if you have to uh, if you have to uh, delete that between iteration, like if you want to just print 0, 2 and 4, what you have to do? So at that point here, at that point you have to do a stepping. Okay. So generates a sequence of numbers used to control how many times a loop runs. So this is just a call and produce and some meaning how the range will work. Just see here. So here range is 5. So it just produces 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Just 4. Okay. That's what is meaning. Just start with at 0 and stop before 5, not at 5, before 5. And there is a range 2 to 6. What does it mean? Start with 0 and run before 6. That's output is 2, 3, 4 and 5. Start at 0 and stop before 6, not at 6. Okay. And the most important thing, with the help of the step, so its range is from 0 and before 10, and the stepping is 2, like 0 to, just see the next expression will be deleted here with the help of the stepping 0, 2, 4, 6 and 8, step by 2 each time. So why we use this? Because if you want to print some odd number, even number with the help of loop, so you can easily print. Okay, instead of some control flow statements like so, like there is some example for I in range 1 to 6. Print I. The output is this. How is this possible? Because the range will be started from 1 and it stop before 6 at 5. So this print this one. So also do this thing practically based. So just print here for I in range 1 to 6. Print I. Just see, output is 6. If you want to skip the next iteration in between, so just stepping and just imagine what is the output. If you just dry the code, if you just dry run this code, and you will be clearly imagine how the loop will be work. So the output is I see 1, and again it's 2, not 2, it's a stepping, so the 3, and the next is 5. Okay. So if you want, it will just look like a odd number, so you can clearly understand how this thing works. Okay. So this is the beauty of a for loop. Just comment out, and let's move forward. So this is all about the looping with range, and you clearly understand, I hope. So after this, the most important thing inside a for loop is iterating over list and string. Okay, like just take an example of one. There is a list, and second example is string. Okay, so how the inside list how we use the for loop. So there is some fruits name as a variable, and here are some fruits name as a list, and it's a apple, mango, and kiwi inside the list. So if we found the from fruit, just see, we also do this thing with the help of the conditional statement. So that is right. But if we have to do in better way, so we have to use some loop. So here we have to use for loop. So like just see for loop uh, for fruit in fruits. So just print fruit, and here's the out. So just do this thing in practical based. So just see, we have used a for loop. If we have used some for loop uh, for finding the inside the inside anything inside the list, we use for loop. Okay, so let's use fruits. Create any variable in fruits, and here are some fruits name. Here are some apple, here are some mango, and here are some grapes. Anything, we have to take any example. Okay, so for any iteration for fruit, this is just a iteration starting. That's if you, what is the this one? This is this. It's a variable. There is a sequence and there is a statement. Okay, so this is just a variable. So for fruit in fruits. Okay, just see the for fruit in fruits, and after that it's a colon. That's the most important thing, and then just print fruit. Okay, that's correct. Yeah, so if you have to print fruit here, just see what is the output. Apple, mango, and grapes, all correct. Okay, so I hope you clearly understand how we use for loop inside list. So this is all about using for loop for the finding anything inside the list. Okay, I hope you clearly understand. So let's move forward. This is the output I told you. Correct. So after that, if we have to use in a string, we have to deal with the list. If we have to deal with a string, then what we have to do? So in a string, you also know what is the definition of the list and a string. That is a really basic thing. So what is the uh, how we use for loop inside the string? So just see here, for letter in py, print letter. What does it mean? Okay, so just do this thing practically. Okay, like if you have to iterate anything, just say anything you have to print inside the string. Okay, string is the collection of character. So for I in anything, Python. Okay, in Python, print I. Okay, so what does it mean? It's always, you also know that the string is always inside the double quotation box. This one. Okay, and just run some Python file. Just say here Python. What is the output? So the output is P Y T H O and this is the output. So this is just find all the character inside the string with the help of the for loop. Okay, I hope you can understand how this thing will be working. So let's move forward. So we have done all types of iteration based with the help of for loop based on list and string. So I hope you can understand at this point. I hope you have not any types of doubt. Okay, so let's move forward. The most important thing inside the for loop is what? It's a nested for loop. The most important thing I told you. So a loop placed inside another loop. Just imagine, just see a loop placed inside another loop, useful for grids, tables, and the multi-dimensional data. So how you use this? Just see here, it's a multiplication grid here, and if you have to print all the grid, it's a 1, 2, 3, 2, 4, 6, and 3, 6, 9. Okay, so how will you print all these things? Okay, so you have to do all these things. So you have to use the nested loop, loop inside loop. Just see the some basic example, basic code with the help of nested loop. Like if you have to print for I in range 1 to 4, what do you mean by the I and j? Just see here, see I is for row and j is for column. The all the nested loop, the basic need we have to know about the nested loop is I is for row and j is for column. If you understand this point, you will all clear. Like just see here. So for I in range 1 to 4, so that's correct. So this is the row. That's a 1 to 4. That's mean 1, 2, and 3. The output is 1, 2, and 3. Correct. For j in range 1 to 4, this is about the column. 1 to 4, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Correct. That's all good. Now what we have to do? Just print I into print I into j. What does it mean? Just see. First of all, the outer loop will be running. Now I equal to 1. Let's go inside the j part. Okay, inside the j part. Now the j will be 1. So 1 into 1, 1, output is 1. Correct. Now the for I in range is 2. Correct. Again, no, the I is always 1 at that point. Okay, but the j will be running. So now the j will become 2. So 1 into 2, 2. Now the j will be becoming 3. Now 1 into 3, 3. Correct. Now j is becoming 4. That's not inside the range. Then the loop will be does not execute at that way. Then the code will be go outer loop. Now at in previous point the I is 1. Now the I is 2. Okay, the code is coming here. Now the j is start with the 1. Then 2 into 1, 2. Correct. And the j start at that point is 2. It's a 2. So 2 into 2, 4. And now j is 3. It's 2 into 3 is 6. Correct. Now again j is 4, that not inside the range. Then the code will be not executed at that point. Then the code will again go to the outer loop. Now the I is become 3. Then the code will inside the j block, and the j is 1. So 3 into 1 is 3. Correct. Now the iteration will be again running, and now the j will become 2. So 3 into 2, 6. Correct. Now again j is become 3, and 3 into 3, 9. Correct. Then the j is become 4, that not inside the range, then the code will be go outside the loop. And for the I is become 4, that not inside the range, then the code will be stop at that point and the output will be printed as a 1 2 3 2 4 6 3 6 9. I hope this is the best way to understand the nested loop at this point. And if you have to clearly understand at this point, so you have to practice, because practice makes a anything. If you do any practice question, so you will be a perfect coder. Okay, so let's move to our, let's do these things on the practical base, like just here. Okay, so the example is nested loop. Okay, so how this thing works? Okay, so start with for I in range 1 to 4. That's the most important is comma. Okay, and after this, the most important thing is done. And the most important thing is after this, start with some j block for j in range again 1 to 4, and there print I into j, correct? And after that, why we use this one? Why we use this one? Because at the end point, at the all the point, we have to find some, we have to do spaces. That's just print 1 to 1 1 and then a space, and again the code will be run. Okay, so just print this and just see what is the output. So the output is 1 2 3 2 4 6 3 6 9. How what is the problem here? So you have to just print and I into j, that is this thing. And how the next line will be executed? The most important thing, if you have to print in the next line, so you have to do this thing. Outer the j loop, you have to just print this one. And now just see what is the output. Correct? Why we use this? Because the j will be executed successfully at that point, we have to do some another print point. That's the print in the next line. So we have to do this thing here. So I hope you clearly understand how this thing is possible and how all this code will be executed at this point. Okay. So this all things you have to know. Like you don't have to give the spaces now. Now just see what happening again. So there is a uh, not a single space between this. So you have to do all these things here. So you have to give spaces. This is some basic rule you have to follow, and this is all about the output. So I hope you clearly understand how this thing, how the nested loop will work, how the I will work, how the j will be work. So I hope you clearly understand this all things. Okay. So what is the output here? So output is 1, 2, and 3, and after that 2, 4, and 6. After that 3, 6, and 9. Done. So let's do one more code. If here we have to print. Here we have to what like I think it's correct. So just uh, I hope you clearly understand how the thing will work. Or after that, we have to create some next video lecture. There we create some questions based on the nested loop. If you clearly understand this point, so let's move forward. So this is all about the nested loop with the help of the for loop. I hope you clearly understand Why we use a loop placed inside another loop using for read stable and the multi-dimensional data. So the for loop will be ended. The for loop I complete the all for loop part here and start with some while loop. Why we use while loop and what is the syntax of while loop? So while loop, there is what is the syntax of while loop? So while and there is some condition. Here are some variables and statements, variables, and there is some range part and there is some statement. Okay. So here while here we have a while loop and there is some condition part and after that there is some statement part. Okay, correct. So uh, correct. So what does it mean? Like there is some condition part. Say a boolean expression checked before every iteration. What does it mean? Condition means that the condition will be true at wrong at that point. It's fine. It's true and false. Okay, that's a condition. A boolean expression that's true and false checked before every iteration. Correct. And after the statement part, run repeatedly as long as the condition is true. That's the most important thing. At that point, when the condition will be true, the code will be running at that point. Okay. And after that, the update step. That's the updation, iteration, condition, and the updation. The most important thing. Must change something inside the loop, or it never ends. And just think it is all about the basic syntax of the while loop. And what is the key idea? So use a while loop when you don't know, okay, when you don't know in advance exactly how many times to repeat, only the condition that should stop it. Okay, so think, repeat while this stay true. All this thing about it, repeat while this stay true. At this point, when all this thing is true, the code will be run at that point. So this is all about the syntax of the while loop. So I hope you clearly understand. Let's move forward. So the most important thing is here. While loop, let's take an example of while loop. That's a countdown example. Just see, we have to do some reverse point. In for loop, we have to print just 1 to 5. What we have to do, what we have to print from reverse point. So there is some example here. We have to also do this thing on letter point. Okay, like just see here, there is some iteration here. That's a count equal to 5. And after that, while count is greater than 0, correct, that the count is greater at that point. When the count is greater than 0, then print count. Okay, and the most important thing, iteration done, condition done, and the most important thing is the updation. That the updation is decreased here. Count minus equal to 1. What does it mean? Count equal to count minus 1. Then after that, the code will execute done. So after the while loop will be off, then print flip top, and the code, the output is 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then the laptop. The most important thing, let's do this code on practical based. Okay, so do this here. So this is all about the while loop example, and uh, the most important thing is notice count here. Like why we use the notice count, why we count minus equal to 1. So this one is here. So count minus equal to 1. Without this update step, the condition count greater than 0 would always stay true. If that stays true, then the problem start at that point. So let's do this code. So start with while loop. Okay. So what we have to do? So just start. Let's create a variable count, and count is 5. Correct. Now just see here, just iteration done. Now just create a condition while. The basic syntax you have to remember, while count is greater than 0, print count, and count minus equal to 1. Okay, so iteration is done, condition is done, updation is done. Now just print, and after that, after completing the while loop, just print here uh, laptop. Anything code will be code and laptop, anything you have to print, just print here. Okay, done. So just run this code. So just think how this code will be run. How just think how the code are running. So just think count equal to 5, correct. Now the code is now the cursor inside this one, count is greater than 0. Now 5 is greater than 0, correct. Then print 5, correct. Now count is minus equal to 1. What does it mean? It means count equal to count minus 1. This one. Okay. So now the 5 is equal to 5 minus 1, that's a 4. Now the count becomes 4. 4 is greater than 0, correct. Now print count, now print 4, correct. Then again the iteration updation is 4 is equal to 4 minus 1, that's a 3. Now 3 is greater than 0, correct. Then print 3, correct. Then now the updation again, count is becomes 2. When count is greater than 0, then the 2 is greater than 0. Print count, that's 2. Next 2 equal to 2 minus 1, that's a 1 now. If 1 is greater than 0, now prints 1. Now 1 is become 1 minus 0, 0. Now 0 is not because 0 is not greater than 0. Therefore the code at that point false. Then the condition will false at that point. Then the code will automatically stop at that point and currently come out of this loop and then print laptop. Okay, so this is all about the basic syntax and the all things, that's how the while loop code is running. So this is all about the thing. I hope you clearly understand at this point. So I let's do one more example. Like we have to print all these things, but in a here we have to print this all these things in a reverse way. So we don't have to print the reverse way. So what we have to do? So let's create. Now we have to do count. Start with the 0. Iteration will start with the 0. Then while count is, you have to the iteration will start at where at the ending point, at that point where we have to print, like we have to print from 0 to 4, and okay, we have to print from 0 to 4. So the count is less than equal to 5, correct. Okay, so now just print count, and then count is, now the iteration will start from count plus equal to 1. Okay, how this thing works? So this thing will look like this one, count equal to count plus 1, this one, and then print laptop. Laptop. Now see what is the output. Correct. Let's start with 0. 0 is less than 5. Then print 0. Correct. And after that, print count. Then count is 0 plus equal to 1. Now the count will become 1. Now 1 is less than 5. Correct. Then print 1. So the output is 1. Okay. Now 1 plus equal to 1. Now the count will become 2. Then 2 is less than 5. Correct. Then print 2. The 2 will be the output. After the count plus equal to 1, then 2 plus equal to 1, now the count will become 3, and output is 3. So the 3 is less than 5, correct? So print 3. After that, 3 plus equal to 1, then count will become 4, then the 4 will be printed, and after that 4 plus equal to 1, that's a 5, then 5 is not is less than 5, so print 5 here, and count is 5 is not less than 5, so the code will false at that point, then the code then the cursor outside the code, then the code will automatically stop at that point, then the cursor comes outside the code and the print lookup, and the lookup will be output. So this is all about the while loop here. So we have to do more question after that. So just at this point, just understand how the while loop will be work. Okay. So uh, just print one more code up to count equal to 10. Okay. How this thing is possible? If you have to print up to 100, you also do. Just print up to 100. Okay. At this point. So count start with 1 here, and now while count is less than 100, let's start with this one, then the less than equal to 100, because we have to print from 1 to 100. Okay, now print count. Yeah, so we have to print now we have to print count here. Okay, so now count plus equal to 1. So after that, just print lift off, this one, correct? So now just print and see what is the output is here. Okay, so if you start from 1, just say here start from 1 and go up to 100, and after that it's print lift off. That's all correct. Okay, so I hope you clearly understand this point. So let's move forward. So this is all the basic example of the while loop, how we use this and all these things here. I hope you clearly understand the code down countdown problem. So let's move forward. So the most important thing is here the difference between the for loop and the while loop. So for loop versus while loop. Okay. So the most important thing just say here best used when we you have to use for loop and when we use while loop as a purpose. Like if the number of iteration is known, then we use for loop. Otherwise, repetition depends on the condition. Then we use while loop. Correct? Again, the second one is typical source. Typical source means if list, strings, range, tuples, that is we have to do some code based on this uh, inside when we have to write a code where we have to deal with list, string, range, tuples, then we use for loop. When a variable or user sensor input, then we use while loop. And the third one is risk of infinite loop. That's a more difficult thing inside the loop. That sometimes the iteration will not uh, clear. Uh, the condition will not write in better way. So the condition will not looks good at that point, and the updation is not there. So there is a risk of the infinite loop. So in for loop there is a very low. Okay. But in while loop, it's a higher chance. It's a manual update always. Okay. And the common use case is what? So processing a collection of items in a for loop and waiting for a value input or event in while loop. So this is all about the difference between the for loop and while loop. Just see here and you clearly understand what I'm trying to say. Okay, I hope it's clear to you. And when we use for loop and when we use while loop, so based on this condition, we have to use. Okay, so I hope it's clearly understand to you. So let's move forward and then see what we have to beware of infinite loop. That's the more important thing inside the loop. Okay, what we have to do. Then we did not get a problem for infinite loop. So what be aware of infinite loops is what? So an infinite loop runs forever because its condition never become false. It can freeze your program. Okay. So just see here, just using a while loop, the while true, print never stop. So the condition is always true. So this is the problem in infinite loop, no? So how to avoid it? Always update the loop variable, always, or include a break based on a real stopping condition. What is a break? So I will tell you further. So a responsive program checks its exit condition on every single pass through the loop. Okay, so this is all the things we have to be aware of the infinite loops. Like the most difficult thing inside the loop is the facing problem inside the wide infinite loop. So this is the all the way we have to uh, take precaution and how to avoid it. Here is the example. Okay, so I hope you clearly understand. Let's move to forward. So at this point, we have done all the syntax based questions, yeah, problem on for loop and while loop. I hope there is no problem inside the for loop and as well as while loop. So after that, let's move forward to the loop control statements. What does it mean? Okay, so Python provides three statements to change a loop normal flow of execution. Like we have the three types of control statement. First is a break. What does break mean? So it's exit the loop immediately, skipping any remaining iteration. I hope you clearly understand what I'm trying to say. At that, if you want to break using break, just at that point you just immediately exit the loop. Okay, so we have to use the break condition, break statement here. And after the break, the second one is the continue statement. What does it mean? Skip the rest of the current iteration and move to the next. This is about the continue statement. And the most important thing about the pass statement is does nothing. It's at that point, okay, it's also a mean when we use the pass statement. I will deal with some example. So it's currently just mean does nothing, a placeholder. So the code stays syntactically valid. Okay, so this is all about the break, continue, and the pass statement in loop control statement. Okay, so let's move forward and let's talk one by one all about this control statement. Like first of all, we have to deal with break statement, how the break statement will work, that type of thing. So the break statement means what? Break immediately terminates the nearest closing loop and in closing loop and execution continues after it. What does it mean? So just see the key steps here. First of all, the loop will be started, start loop, and before checking these key steps, just see this code. Okay, basic example here. So like just for n in range 1 to 10. Okay. So if just n in a 1 to 2, then what is the output? The output is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, up to 9, not 10. Correct? Now the n is then and there is some comparison operator double equal to. So if n double equal to 5, when the n becomes 5, break statement will work here. What does it mean? When the n becomes 5, the code will be stop running at that point and just terminate the loop and just come outside the loop at that point, and the output will be printed at before the break statement. So the output is what? 1, 2, 3, 4. When the 5 is, then the break, then the output is 1, 2, 3, 4. So there is some key step. First is start loop, correct? And after that, check condition n equal to 5. Here the check condition n equal to 5. When the condition will be true, the break statement will work and the exit the loop. So after this, the code after loop runs, the output is printed. So let's do this on practical based. Okay, so here are some break statement. Break statement. Let's do this code. Like for I in range 1 to 10, if there is some there is some if else problem condition here, that inside the loop how we use the if else. Okay, so like if I equal to 5, print. If I equal to 5, then just break. At that point, just use the break statement. Okay, and then we have to just outside the if condition, we have to just print I and just see what is the output here. So what is the output? So 1, 2, 3, 4. Now the I will become 5. The code will be stop running at that point. Then the print is the print the output, that the output is 1, 2, 3, and 4. Correct? So the output is 1, 2, 3, and the last one is 4. Okay. So this is all about the break condition, break statement, how we work the break statement. So let's do one more code so you clearly understand how this thing works. Like this. Just see here. Let's take another example. Okay. So now for n in range 1 to 10 and the stepping is 2. Correct? Correct? If n becomes 6, break. And after the if condition ends, then the just print and. What do you think the output is? So just drive, just run this code at imagine based and just see what is the output. Now just see. And in range 1 to 10, just what is the output? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and the stepping is 2. Now the one output is 1, 3, sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4. The stepping is 2. Then this happening. This is happening here. 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9. Correct? Now is what? Now what? So here the n is never become 6 because the problem is skipping. So now what we have to do? Just here do a 7. Okay, and then print. What do you think? I think the output is this one. That's the point of break. So the output is 1, 3, not this type. Here, this one, 3 and 5. Okay. 1, 3, 5, correct. So this is all about a break condition, how the break statement will work. So how the break statement is working here. So this is all about the break statement. I hope you clearly understand this point. So let's move forward and take another example. So this is all about the break statement, how the break statement is working here. So let's move forward, and the second statement is our the continue statement. What does it mean? So continue skip the rest of the current iteration and jump straight to the next one. Just see. At that point, what does it mean? Is just skip that the current iteration and jump straight to the next one. Just see the example here. Like for n in range 1 to 6, correct? If n equal to 3, at that point, what is the output? For n in range 1 to 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Therefore, the n is become 3. Continue. At that point, it just skip that 3, and the output will becomes 1, 2, 4, 5. Correct? Just see how this thing works here. So the start iteration with n equal to 3, correct? Check condition n equal to 3. Start iteration, that's the n equal to 1 here, correct? 1. So check condition n equal to 3. True condition, skip print. And let's move to the n equal to 4. Okay, so notice, just notice here 3 is skipped, but the loop keeps running. So it is totally different from the break condition, break statement. So this is all about the continuous statement, and let's do this code on practical based. So just see here, for I in range I in range 1 to 6, and then if I become 3, continue. After this, just come out the if condition and then just print I, and just see what is output. So the output is become 1, 2, 4, and the next one is 5. Just see the output. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Correct? So how the continuous statement will work here? Just see. And let's take one more example so you will clearly understand. Okay. So now the again for anything for n in range, then same at the 1 to 10. That's correct. And the iteration the stepping will become 2, and if I becomes 5, correct? Not I, just say here we start with the iteration the variable is n, therefore we have to use here n. Okay, then just use the continuous statement, and after this just print n. Okay, and the code we executed, just print it off. Print stop running. Just print stop running. Okay, and just see what is the output. 1, 3. The output is become 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9. Then when the n will become 5, the iteration will skip at that point, and the output will becomes 1, 3, 7, and 9, and the another one is the stop running. So this is all about the continuous statement, how the continuous statement is working here, how the continuous statement is working here. So I hope you clearly understand about the continuous statement, and let's move forward to our next uh, loop flow statement is loop control statement is pass statement. Okay, so the pass statement, so pass does nothing at all at this point. So it is a placeholder used when Python syntax requires a statement, but you don't want any action yet. Just understand this point. It's placeholder used when Python syntax requires a statement, but you don't want any action yet. Like just see at that point, just think that at that point, if the condition will be just if you just use of the pass statement and you run this code. Okay, the Python interpreter, what the Python interpreter do at that point, he just ignore he just ignore that pass statement, and if you have to do some code, if you have to put some code after the remaining code will be after the remaining code we have to return, and after the remaining code if you have to put some code inside the uh, past statement at that point, so that will be executed. So the benefit of the pass statement is that why we use the pass statement there. So for this, so just see some key points here, like when to use pass. The most important thing why we use pass statement, like just writing an empty function or loop body to fill in data. Second one is keeping code runnable while still under development. I told you why we use. And the third one is marking a branch you intentionally want to skip silently. So all the three steps, all the 3 points, bullet points. So all the 3 points we use when to use past statement. Here we have to describe, and here some code. Just see how the code will work here. Like for n in range 1 to 6, and if n equal to 3, just pass. Pass means what? To handle letter. After the code we execute, we will see what we have to do at that point. Okay, so nothing change here. The output is 1, 2, 3, and 4 and 5 the same without doing the pass statement. So it's just mean is what? That's its handle letter. So let's do this code on practical based and just see. So like for it's a pass statement. Okay, and just run this code for I in range 1 to 6, and if I becomes 3, pass. Pass means handle letter. Okay, continue में skips current iteration. Then after this thing done, and just come outside the loop and then print I. Just see the output 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Nothing I change here. So when we handle something later, then we use the pass statement. So I hope you clearly understand this point. Like you have to just put here continue and then the print and the you use here. So if you don't have to change at that point, so we use the pass statement there. So This is all about the past statement. Why we use the past statement? You clearly understand this point. So let's move forward and then just seek the comparison between the break, continue, and the past. Break means just exits, stop the loop entirely, and move on after it. So it just exit the loop, and the continue is what? It just skip. Skip means what? Just skip only the current iteration. Loop continues at that point. And the third one is past statement. It is does nothing. What does it mean? It's a placeholder with no effect on loop. Nothing affects that point. So this is the difference between the break, continue, and the past statement. Break means exit, continue means escape, and the past one does nothing. So I hope you clearly understand the difference between the break, continue, and the past. So we have to also do some code based on this, and I think just see the summary what we learned today. So key takeaways, just take a key takeaways that first of all we have done with the loop. Repeat a word of loop, repeat a block of code without duplicating a statements. And the second one we deal with for loop. It means based when the number of the iteration or sequence is known. And the third one is while loop. While loop based when repetition depends on a changing condition. And the fourth one we have to discuss with the break, continue, and the past. So it means gives you fine control over how a loop executes. And the fifth one is was the infinite loops always ensure the condition that can eventually become false. So the this is all the summary of our today class. So of our today lecture. So this is all about thing we have done today. So I hope you clearly understand. And at the end, just this is the end of our lecture 6 loops in Python. And after that, we have to uh, do some questions based on this loop. And okay, so enough for today. And I hope you clearly like this video. So if you like this video, please like. And if you have any doubt, comment and please subscribe my channel and please hit the bell icon for the further notification. So I hope enough for today. So thank you.